Hello, welcome back to your flexibility with upper body work. So we are going to do some stretching. This is a standing one. So we've done on the mat, we've done in a chair, now we're doing standing. So standing, you can be on or off a mat, totally up to you, just make sure it's not slippery. And we're going to start with the feet comfortably apart, a little wider than your hips. We're going to go to the side. Now don't overdo it, your torso's heavy, we don't want to collapse into it. Just reaching, and then you're going to bend your knees, round your spine, and come around to the other side, into a side bend on the other side. Same thing, bend your knees, curl your spine, over to the other side. And keep going, side to side. And just notice if your back is okay with this, or if it doesn't like this, you don't have to round your back quite as much if it doesn't feel good. Just keep breathing. A little bit floppy with it. Be a little bit floppy. Good. One more time. Coming all the way up. All right. Hand on your hip. Side stretch. So we're not pushing the hip over. We're trying to keep them still. Lengthen through the torso. Side bend. Deep breath. Now a little bit of torso work, upper body, a little bit of core. We're going to turn to this leg, lengthen the spine, and come halfway down. Or as close to halfway as you can comfortably go with a long spine. Holding this arm out, it's extra weight. So if you find this is too much, you can put your both hands on hips. Long, long neck. And we're going to come all the way up and all the way back to halfway. Halfway up. All the way up, and down, and up, and down. And one more time, we're going to come all the way down this time. You can keep your legs straight depending on your flexibility, or bend. Or you can even just bend this leg. Relax your head. Walk your hands to the center. Bend your knees and roll yourself up. Take your time. Other side, big side stretch. Turn to this leg, coming as close to halfway as you can come. Again, your hand can be here or on your hip. Long spine, tighten that tummy, deep breath. And coming all the way up and halfway down. All the way up, halfway down. All the way up. Halfway down. One more time, all the way up, and this time all the way down. Again, you can bend this knee or keep it straight. Make sure your knee and your backs of the legs are happy. That's where we're trying to get to. Walk your hands to the center. Bend your knees and roll up. Okay. Neck. So we're actually going to drop the chin down to the chest, roll your head from side to side, taking your time, and you can either stay with this, or you can toe tap side to side. So as you roll your head to one shoulder, bring both feet over there, other shoulder, bring both feet over there. And it just helps to wake up your balance a little bit, get a little rhythm going, loosen things up. Just a few times. Standing comfortably, roll your head up, roll the shoulders back, take your knees with you. Scoop, scoop, bend your knees. Good, letting your back round a little bit. Nice and loose. Let's go forwards with those shoulders. And then squeeze your shoulders up, press the palms down, and lower down. Big breath in, squeeze up. Exhale down. One more time, squeeze up. Exhale down. Okay. Taking one arm up, bending the elbow, like you're trying to reach your fingers down your back. Actively reaching. So imagine, you know, when you have an itch in the middle of your back, you just can't quite reach and no one's around to scratch it for you, and you're trying to get to it, so you want to contract those muscles and really reach down your back. So you feel something going on here, and breathe. Just hold it for a few breaths. So you're reaching. And think about your head. If you can, try to keep your head up. Instead of, you have room for your head. Let your head have room. Holding for a few breaths, and then slowly release. Other side. Lifting, bending, reaching those fingers down your back. Really reaching, like work for it. Don't just sit your hand there. Reach, 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 reach. For a few breaths, and then release. Good, little shoulder roll in between, never hurts, hopefully. And then, we're not gonna actually give ourselves a hug right now. We're just going to reach our arms across each other and then bend the elbows and just keep the palms down like your hands are reaching to either side, actively reaching. So you're rounding your upper back, getting into that upper back area, reach and round and reach. Deep breath. Now you could just give yourself a hug. In fact, that's another option. You can wrap your fingers around and gently pull your shoulder blades apart. It can feel really nice. I just felt a whole lot of cracks go on in my upper back in a good way. So if this part doesn't feel good, if this is too much, then just palms down. And then open. And you can do it the other way, cross the other arm over and hold. Notice how your shoulders feel. Not all of these stretches will feel good for everybody, so you pick and choose. You pick and choose. Slowly release. Good. Roll the shoulders if you like, little reset. And then just a gentle twist. So let your arms flop. Gentle twist. Getting as tall as you can. Reaching your head up to the ceiling, the top of your head. And you can let your knees bend naturally as you twist. They don't have to stay straight. And then slowly make your way back to the center. Good. Now, reaching your arms back behind you. So there is the option of interlacing your fingers and squeezing your shoulder blades, opening the chest. That's a nice one. If that's too much for you though, you just reach, actively reaching. You can also, if you have some sort of pillar in your house that you can wrap your arms around, or something that won't come with you as you lean forward and hold on to something, that's a nice way to do this stretch as well. So something that isn't going to come with you and make you go flying, or a pillar to hold on to behind you, something like that. And then a little stretch break from that. And then we go forwards. So this part's for the wrist as well. You're going to round your back, reach, press your palms forward. Really press, press, press. Press, press, press. And then turn your fingers to the floor. Really pull your fingers towards you. Still reaching, still rounding that back. Still breathing. And release. Now this is another good pillar stretch. If you have a pillar or something you can wrap your arms around, or again, something that's not going to go anywhere, you lean back and lean into your tushy or into your legs. Your legs can be back here with you, or you can have them in a bit. Pulling. So make sure whatever you're holding on to isn't going to go flying. Nice stretch for your upper back and shoulders. And see if you can lengthen your spine. So see, I'm not rounding. You want to lengthen right down to the tailbone. And while you're here, you could bend one knee and then the other. So the leg that's straight is getting a nice hamstring stretch while you're at it. Just a few times. Really nice stretch if you're at a desk, or maybe you had a stiff kind of a sleep the night before. Good little exercises, and then make sure you slowly round to come up. Nice. Okay. Chest stretch. And also a little nice back extension. Hands just below your low back, around your sacrum area, just the top of your tushy, or right at the top of your tushy, palms right there. So not against your low back, below. And then you push it forward and you open your chest and try to pull your elbows just slightly closer together. So seeing from the back, I'm trying to pull them not really hard together, just trying to pull them together as opposed to out here, so that you can feel a nice opening in the chest and a nice extension in the back. And you only go as far back as you comfortably can. You can bend your knees. You don't have to go all the way back here. Maybe you just come to here, right? Maybe your back doesn't like this at all, so just depends. And then we counter stretch. Do a little forward fold, soften your knees. Relax your head, unless you have high blood pressure or can't, forward fold. And you can grab your elbows, just do a little sway. Really relax your head. And while you're holding your opposite elbows, keep holding onto them. Slowly roll yourself up. Take your elbows overhead. And just gently pull them side to side. Gently. We don't want to dislocate. Just gently, side to side. And then add a little mini side bend. So you're just gently, gently, gently pulling and side bending. Breathing. Back to the center and release. And then take your hands back behind again, palms facing down, and just lift and lower your arms a little bit, up and down. Just changing where you're feeling the stretch behind you. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Just a few times, slowly. You can go even slower than this if you like. And then release. Now, if you can interlace your fingers, press your palms away around your back, and this is a nice stretch for your fingers too. You can't forget the fingers, give them a stretch. And then inhale to reach up. Exhale to curl forward. Inhale to reach up, and you can do that a few times, curling forwards and coming up. And while you're up here, with your fingers still interlaced, another way to do a nice side bend, right? Some of this may be common knowledge to some people, but sometimes we forget all these different ways to stretch, to mix up the day of stretching. Big arm circles. Oh yes. Move the fingers around, move them around. And another way. Sometimes that's just all you need. And then take your legs wide apart, turning out your toes a little bit. Hands on your legs, you're going to bend your knees. Fingertips facing in towards each other. Drop a shoulder to the center. So it's just dropping down. Look over your other shoulder. Take a breath. Come back to the center, other side. Drop it down. Look over your other shoulder. Back to the center. Now, this may or may not feel good depending on how your wrists feel. If your wrists are okay, here's another stretch you can do. Remembering the wave. We inhale to curl up. Remembering the wave. We exhale to curl up. Inhale to lengthen down. Exhale to curl up. Inhale to lengthen down. You're making a wave with your back. You don't have to come all the way to halfway. Just go as far as you comfortably can. And guess what? Bonus, you're doing a little mini leg workout while you're at it. Bonus. One more time. Curling yourself up, all the way up. Standing nice and tall, palms facing forward. Turn your palms back and forward. So you're gently reaching your fingertips towards the floor. So you actually feel a little pull down the arm. Actively reach them as you turn your palms back and forward. All the way to the shoulder. So not just the wrist, all the way up to the shoulder. Slowly reaching the fingertips down to the floor, like they're trying to touch the floor. Now, while you're doing this, pay attention to your posture slightly. So making sure, if your pelvis tends to be back here, try to bring it underneath you. And to do that, we don't just squeeze the butt. We want to make sure the stomach's working. So pulling your hips towards your bottom rib a little bit, and a little butt squeeze, but just make sure your butt isn't doing all the work itself. It's cheating, and it's just not going to benefit you in the long run to do it that way. Squeezing your butt all day, why bother? That's a lot of work all day. Want to make sure everything's helping everything else. Muscle teamwork, right? Turn your palms forward, keep them facing forward, reach them up. Relax the shoulders, bring them all the way down. Keep reaching through the fingertips. So you're not just reaching your arms up, you're reaching through the fingertips. Reach, 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 reach. And down. Last time we're going to come up, but to lower your arms, press your palms away. Press, 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 press. Eh? Nice. Okay, roll those shoulders back. Walk out your feet. So even though we're focusing on upper body, don't forget your toes and your feet. So I'm walking on the spot. I don't even know if you can see my feet in the video. I don't have my glasses on, but I'm spreading the toes. I'm up on the balls of my feet, alternating and then putting my heels down, giving the toes a stretch. Don't forget those toes. All right. There you go. That's all, folks. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to stretch, and, don't overdo the stretches, If you feel twinges, if you feel a little grumpiness here and there with certain things, don't go too far. Less is more. Remember that. I'll see you again.